Welcome back to the Draft in 30 Minutes, the Eric Lindros Saga. The 1991 draft was overshadowed by the drama surrounding Eric Lindros, but there were some other notable picks made in that draft. Here's a look at some of the more memorable selections.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next order of claim belongs to San Jose.
It's with great pleasure the San Jose Sharks select as the very first player ever taken in the entry draft, Pat Falloon.
Falloon suited up for the expansion Sharks the following season, registering a team-high 59 points. Though the future seemed bright, Falloon never again matched his rookie production.
The first of two first-round selections by the New Jersey Devils coming up. This pick acquired from the Toronto Maple Leafs in the deal that sent Tom Curvers to Toronto.
I am proud to welcome to New Jersey, from the Kamloops Blazers of the Western Hockey League, Scott Niedermayer.
He can do things at such high speed with the puck that most players could only dream about.
With the defensemen that were available in the top five, was he a tough pick?
No, he was an easy pick for us. We felt that Scott was the player that we wanted, and we were hoping he was there when it came time.
Niedermayer would go on to play 1,263 career games. He'd score 740 points and win 4 Stanley Cups.
Now we look at the New York Islanders and their pick coming up at number 4.
We're very proud to announce the selection from Boston University, defenseman Scott LaChance.
Definitely a blue-chip prospect.
In reality, LaChance became more of a journeyman, playing for 4 different teams over a 13-year period.
The 5th pick in the 1991 entry draft is a defenseman from the University of Michigan, Aaron Ward.
He should be a solid pro.
Aaron, you're a big guy. You like to play aggressively, knock some people around. Do you see controlling that aggression and not taking as many penalties as being something that you want to work on in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that, especially when you're playing in the NHL. They expect some discipline, and when you're playing pro, you're getting paid to play the game they want you to play, and I expect that's what they want.
Ward was later traded to the Red Wings, where he won 2 of his 3 Stanley Cups. After retiring, he joined Bob McKenzie on the TSN hockey panel.
This is where the draft really starts to get interesting. They go forward. The best forward available right now in their mind is a Swede, Peter Forsberg. But I don't know that they want to take him that high, and that's one of the reasons why they were talking about trading down.
And we had 2 scouts that went to bat and basically said, if you don't take this guy in our first pick, you ought to fire me.
Philadelphia Flyers are pleased to select from Modo, Sweden, Peter Forsberg.
Did you expect to go in the first round?
No.
You seem very surprised.
Yeah, I am of that too.
With the 15th selection in the first round, the New York Rangers made NHL draft history.
A Soviet hockey player has never been taken in the first round in the National Hockey League entry draft. The New York Rangers may be set to take Alexei Kovalev, the top-rated European in this draft from the Soviet Union.
The New York Rangers are very excited to select from Moscow Dynamo Alexei Kovalev.
Not a selection that's being greeted with great cheers from the crowd.
We had this player rated 2nd overall. With the new freedoms in Russia and the way that the Russian players are coming over, it was a move at 15 that we just felt was a great gamble.
Following Kovalev at 15, the reigning Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins selected Swedish winger Marcus Naslund.
It's the 2nd year in a row you've selected a European player. If Marcus Naslund turns out to be half the player that Jaromir Jagr gave you last year, you're going to be pretty happy with him.
Well, we anticipate that Marcus is going to be an excellent player. He's a great goal scorer, and we feel that in the near future he'll be able to play for the Penguins.
After 3 seasons with the Pens, Naslund was traded to Vancouver for underperforming for it Alex Stoyanov, who the Canucks had selected 9 spots earlier before Naslund in the 1991 draft.
Both sides won and lost in a way. We didn't want to put Forsberg in the deal.
Only him was worth enough to justify the Lindros trade.
We won. We have a 2nd Hart Trophy winner.
Thank you to the fans of Philadelphia who've supported us when we weren't so good.
Who won the Eric Lindros trade? We examine that next.
The trade consists of Eric Lindros to the Flyers, going to Quebec, Ron Hextall, Steve Duchesne, Kerry Huffman, Mike Ricci, and Peter Forsberg. In addition to that, our first pick in '93 and the future consideration. In addition to that, there's $15 million.
It is said that you can't evaluate a trade until years after it is made. Eric Lindros was traded to the Philadelphia Flyers from Quebec 20 years ago, and all of the players involved in that trade have subsequently retired. Who won the trade? It's pretty much unanimous.
I can say for sure we didn't want to put Forsberg in the deal. We kept trying not to, and in the end, they did know enough about him that for them he was the key, even though they apparently coveted Kovalev more, and we completely disagreed with that. We were right.
We did our best, and we got the Peter Forsberg. Only him was worth enough to justify the Lindros trade. Only him.
Sometimes some of the trades you don't make are better for you than the ones you did make, and even though I like Eric personally and thought he was a phenomenal player, when I look back on it, we were much better off, I think, now having not made that trade, or else I don't think we would have had the firepower to win in '94.
I guess both sides won and lost in a way. It didn't help the Nordique that they couldn't land a player like that. As I said, hard enough to be in a small market, and as a fellow owner, we wanted them to succeed. I believe that not being able to attract Eric there had some impact. It said, I don't blame the move on Eric in any way or say that was the factor, but when something like that happens, it just isn't good. So ultimately, they had to move, but the deal they made with us enabled Colorado to win. Unfortunately, for various reasons, including concussions, Eric was not able to fulfill the total promise that he had. So I don't regret the deal, but in the end, he just didn't quite maintain the standard he set when he won the Hart Trophy, and it looked like we had made the right deal.
I'd just like to say thank you to the fans of Philadelphia who've supported us when we weren't so good. We're getting better, and we're going to do it. Thank you.
So in a sense, we won. We have a second Hart Trophy winner. We got to the finals. It was exciting. We had the Legion of Doom line. But then in a sense we lost because we didn't win the cup. They did. And Eric's full potential was never realized in my mind.
It really was a remarkable trade, maybe the most impactful one in NHL history. We hope you enjoyed the NHL Draft in 30 minutes, the Eric Lindros saga. So long, everybody.